guys, it's me Rohan Singh and I'm back with another video. This time I'll be doing a different type of video. Today I'll be reviewing a book and that book is Dune. Now I've heard of Dune a lot. I've heard that it's one of the best selling sci-fi novels of all time and the most influential too. I've heard that it's inspired Star Wars as well. If it inspired Star Wars, then the book has to be really good, right? And after reading the book, I can say that it is pretty good. It's not a short book by any means, it's pretty long. It has 800 pages in total if you count all the stories, and can sometimes be pretty hard to read due to all the different characters and concepts, but I'll get to that later. But first, let me give you a short summary of the book and what it is about. Dune follows our main protagonist, Paul Atreides, who is heir to the noble family who is tasked with inhabiting the harsh desert world of Arrakis, or aka Dune. What's so special about this harsh desert planet called Arrakis, aka Dune, is that it contains melange, or the spice, which is capable of extending life and consciousness. It's really important to the functioning of this universe. Paul, our main protagonist, is caught between the conflict of various houses trying to take control of Arrakis. Because since Arrakis contains the spice or melange, whoever controls Arrakis controls the universe and the trade, which is pretty profitable. And that's where the story starts to take off and in my opinion becomes very enjoyable. So now that the summary is done, I'll answer some of the major questions which you might be having in your mind. Did I find Dune enjoyable? And I'll say yes. For most of the parts, I found it quite enjoyable. Even though it is a long book consisting of 800 pages, it didn't get repetitive at all. One of the biggest merits of Dune, or why it's so influential, is that the world it creates is pretty good and believable. From the religion to the politics, to the livelihood of the various citizens, to the way these characters talk, nothing feels unnatural. It all feels like it's real and it really immerses you into the world right away, even if it's difficult to understand at first. Dune's analysis of religion, politics, philosophy, and overall ecology is pretty good and it's really fun to just read through and enjoy. You really feel like that the universe this book sets up could be out there somewhere in the deepest and darkest reaches of space, just out there lying without any of our knowledge. This book is that believable, which is pretty surprising because this was one of the world's first sci-fi novels. Now the second thing which I'm going to discuss is its characters. There are a lot of characters in Dune, many characters, and for the most part, many of them, if not all, are pretty well realized. The way they talk, the way they respond to different situations, the way they fight, and the way they think is pretty realistic. It did not feel unnatural or just plain stupid. Paul as a main character is pretty well written too. He's not annoying or a little bit too overpowered, he's nothing like that. He's a pretty enjoyable and interesting character to read through. He's pretty smart and is pretty good at fighting. The book follows his adventures as he tries to survive on the harsh desert planet that is Arrakis. Character development for many of the characters, even the minor ones, is pretty extraordinary, and the amount of care that went into the making of this book is astounding too. In short, if you want to read Dune for the world and the characters and the story, then you will not be disappointed at all. It's a pretty good book and a nice read. Arguably one of the best worlds and stories created in sci-fi. I guess the only thing I can say in a negative aspect of this book is that sometimes it can be hard to read through. Not that it becomes repetitive, but the fact that it introduces so many characters, so many concepts, so many different organizations, so many different motives, so many different plot lines at once, that it becomes overwhelming and sometimes you forget something. And again, this book is pretty mysterious in the way it reveals things to you. So a character which you think is pretty minor to the plot might become major in the last segments of the story. Overall, I'm going to give Dune a 9 out of 10. A really good book. I enjoyed it. Thank you for watching my video. I've tried something different this time. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed it. And goodbye.